he's one of the go-tos, right? That's one of the greatest entrance themes of all time.
Hey there peeps, what is up? It's Lucas from Rebellious Noise right here on YouTube. Recently I got the chance to sit down, well virtually, with current NXT UK superstar and one half of the South Wales Subculture tag team, Mark Andrews. The high-flying superstar chatted to me all about WrestleMania, about TakeOver, and much more. Let us know what you think, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what you're watching. We've got lots more of these to come. Hi Mark, first of all.
How's it going?
We appreciate the time. I'm from Rebellious Noise on YouTube, and our first kind of question basically is, what would be your kind of, obviously with TakeOver going on at the moment, obviously TakeOver maybe happening in Dublin later this year, what would be your dream TakeOver match at either the NXT UK or at the NXT stateside?
Oh,
I mean, big one,
there's so many. Let me have a think. I mean, the go-to one might sound a bit boring. It might be a bit obvious, but Pete Dunne's very first match was against me. We got to face each other in the UK tournament a few years ago. Obviously, we've wrestled each other all across the world, but we've never been able to do it at a big takeover or an NXT UK takeover. So he's the first one. But I'm also going to throw out there, I'd love a chance at that championship that Walter's got around his waist. So me and Walter at NXT UK takeover, I would not be against that either. That's maybe a hot second there.
I could definitely think that you want to tear it up with someone that obviously you have a lot of respect for, but also that championship I appreciate. Obviously that's on probably everyone's mind at the moment, with Walter being the longest champion in 30 odd years now, isn't he, in WWE?
Something like that,
Since Hulk Hogan's 4 years, I think, in the 80s.
Crazy.
Obviously, pandemic kind of helped him a bit, I guess, but
exactly, yeah.
But my next question to you, Nick, I know obviously I saw your band and you'd had your theme song as well, and the music's quite dear to you. Which WWE superstar or NXT superstar would you like to do a theme song for, or if it has to be a cover of a theme, which theme would you go for?
Oh, okay. So, obviously my band's quite like pop rocky, pop punky. So I do think someone like a Tegan Knox would be a great, because she was in one of our music videos too. So I'd love to write music for her. I think that we'd do a good job of that. If we got to cover someone's music, I'm trying to think about that.
Tricky, isn't it? Because you have to respect the original version.
Exactly.
Too.
I mean, someone's music that I absolutely love, and I always say everyone in NXT UK gets it stuck in their head whenever he makes an entrance, is Trent Sevens. You know that big chorus, if you want to come get it out. That one.
Always sing along, isn't it?
So I'd love to do a pop punk version of that song.
Oh no, that's great. That's great. I mean, in terms of obviously, if it was like a WrestleMania entrance, then so let's take a big kind of entrance. Is there anyone kind of on this year's WrestleMania card that you would think I would love to do his entrance? Whether it maybe Edge's, big return. Maybe it would be someone like even doing Drew's perhaps.
I mean, Edge he's one of the go-tos, right? That's one of the greatest entrance themes of all time. Fair play. Alter Bridge nailed it. That it was they've absolutely smashed it with that. So yeah, he might be the go-to there. I will throw out there as well, obviously not on WrestleMania, but Christian also had great music as well. So both of them very good entrance themes. But yeah, Edge is definitely one of them. And I'm trying to think who else is. I mean, I would love to do a kind of pop rock cover of Shinsuke's music as well, because Shinsuke's music is just an absolute bop, absolute banger. So yeah, he's up there as well. We'll make it like a ska version, like a real upbeat version of his music.
So any kind of favorite WrestleMania memories, kind of obviously growing up, watching WrestleMania, and particularly when it comes to the Brits, like I guess, what was kind of go-to? For me, it's always like stuff like British Bulldogs, I guess, back in the kind of vintage era of WrestleMania, I'm guessing. But I always enjoy seeing Regal get in there as well from Pete for the IC Championship on a couple of occasions. But any favourite moments from you?
Oh yeah, I mean WrestleMania 17 as a whole is just my favorite WrestleMania, and I mean, come on, it's the best one ever, especially for people who grew up watching the Attitude Era. So for me, there's loads of moments from that Mania alone, and you've got the big ones. You've got like Rock vs Austin at the end, Triple H vs Taker, but stuff like Kane driving the golf cart. I love that. That was amazing.
Match.
And like them throwing Raven through walls and stuff. That hardcore match was amazing. So stuff like that. Even Regal on that show, I believe
Jericho openly.
After the whole going to toilet in his coffee pot. Yeah, his food pot. Amazing story. So seeing Regal against Jericho there was incredible. As I said, it representing Britain. But then fast forward to WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan, first beating Triple H and then beating Batista and Randy Orton. For me, that just holds such a special memory because Daniel Bryan's someone whose career I followed from when I started wrestling when I was 12 years old. And you can see him climbing up the indies and becoming the best in the world outside of WWE. And then similar to Drew, when he joined WWE, had some bumps in the road, had to start almost all over again. But he always had the ability. So to see that payoff that he had, winning the championships at WrestleMania 30 that's a real special moment for me. And a lot of my kind of social circle in wrestling, because we all followed his career from the start.
Yeah, it's always great when you can see them go from, the start right up to a WrestleMania kind of moment like that. And hopefully in the coming years, something which you'll be looking to do, obviously at WrestleMania. If you could face any main roster tag team at WrestleMania, like in Raw, SmackDown, what team would you like to face?
So you know what? I think it's out of the Usos or New Day. I think that because there are two teams that I massively look up to, who are incredible in the ring, and I just I think it's got to be one out of those two. I can't choose which. I'll take either. But just amazing talents, and I think not only would myself and Flash learn a hell of a lot being in the ring with guys like that, but I think we give them a run for their money as well. I want to be tested up against the best teams in the world, and there's two of them right there.
So that was all we had time for. We spoke about quite a lot. Let us know your thoughts on WrestleMania 17, or indeed what your first WrestleMania was. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It's so important that you do. Until next time, stay safe and enjoy WrestleMania weekend.